Hello everyone, my name is Bradley Haskell, and this is my blog 1 that I'm making for Donna Caldwell's Freshman Comp 2 class. I decided to go with the creative route as typing it out would have frustrated me, and I forgot what option 3 was. But this is my video for blog 1. And the subject that I'm going to be covering, or the story rather, is John Updike's A&P. This particular story resonated with me very well as it is a situation that a lot of us run into at some point in our lives, usually young adult, teenage to young adult lives, as we are very uncertain about what we're going to be doing for the rest of our lives. And 9 times out of 10, working a minimum wage job isn't usually where we want to be within the next 10 years after that. And in regards to the main character, Sammy, his fate is very uncertain at the current moment. He works at the A&P, the titular location in the story, a small grocery store where the most mundane of mundane come through the store day after day, and people pinch pennies, of course, to do their normal routine, until finally 3 young women enter the store, one catching Sammy's attention more than the others, although it's a bit creepy the way he describes them. It is something that breaks up the monotony of what he's used to. Towards the end of the story, there is a conflict between these 3 young women as they are scantily clad and they're barefooted inside of a grocery store, which is usually a no-no. Sammy's manager, Lingle, who is a Sunday school teacher, is not too happy with these 3 scantily clad young women in his store. And towards the story, and towards the end, a conflict arises between Lingle and these 3 young women, with Queenie, the leader of the trio, coming into conflict, not necessarily verbal conflict with Lingle himself. And Sammy, as the girls are leaving, he tries to come to their rescue, and hopefully within earshot of the girls, they hear him say, "I quit. I don't want to work here in this establishment anymore," and he's trying to liberate himself, not only for his own means, but to talk to the young women as well, or Queenie of the 3. But after some goading by Lingle, telling Sammy that his life is going to be a little bit harder and that his parents wouldn't be too happy if he quit this job, Sammy himself decides to go on ahead and leave. As Sammy is leaving, though, he looks back into the shop and he finds that Lingle has taken his place, and at this point we learn that Sammy was just a cog on the machine. He is a replaceable number. If someone else wanted to come in and take his job, they could have at any point after he quits. So there is one quote at the end of this story that resonates very well with me due to how I came into this situation as well. I'll read the quote. It's at the very end. It's literally the last line of dialogue. My stomach kind of fell as I felt how hard the world was going to be to me hereafter. And I myself ran into this situation back in 2013, last year, the beginning of last year. I'd been working at a call center for about a year and a half, and over time I couldn't necessarily deal with working in there anymore. It's very monotonous. You sit in a chair all day. You only see the sun a couple times a day, and usually it's very mundane and boring job. It's a good money maker, but other than that, it's not a very good job. You only want it for a little while, and once you're out of there, you don't even like talking on the phone anymore. So besides that, it was very uncertain for me because it took me a little while to find a job, and I went through a couple of jobs last year before I finally landed a job at Universal Studios, which is where I'm working now, and this month marks my 1-year anniversary. So, I mean, it's kind of rough right now, but it is fairly easy to find a job. But it is very uncertain. Once you quit a job, it's very questionable if you want to put these things on your resume. And it didn't hurt me at all since I spent over a year at this job. I left it on my resume personally, but I was very uncertain of where my life was going to take me after that. But this is mostly all I wanted to talk about in this short video. I didn't do too well right now because I'm kind of nervous, tried to write out a script, so next time I'll get a little bit of help with that. But yeah, if you have any responses, go ahead and post them below. And if you have a YouTube, go ahead and comment on YouTube. Leave me a comment on my page. Do whatever you like. I hope everyone has a wonderful Sunday. You have a good one. Signing off.